Hello, everybody. And first of all, sending my prayers to everybody in the LA region. And um, it's devastating as to what's actually happening there. So, sending all my love and all my prayers to everyone that is affected in LA. So, what I'd really like to talk about today is feeling the truth over and above agendas. Now, if my sound cuts out at any time, can you please let me know by putting a comment down below? Because I did a rather long video the other day, 23 minutes, and at the 15, 16-minute mark, it actually completely stopped. And I didn't know until somebody told me. So if this doesn't work and this doesn't last the distance, I'm not going to use this streaming platform again. So please let me know if this actually is going to work. So what I want to talk about today is yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg made an incredible announcement where he said that, and he acknowledged that a lot of mistakes have been made by his platform and they have cut off people that they shouldn't have cut off because of their system and because of their processes. Interesting that people are sending me messages saying it's not a good thing. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just be open to another perspective, because if we're not open to perspectives, then there's no room for any kind of change or any kind of new way forward. We're going to be stuck in a place where it's the same old and the same old. So if you could just take a couple of minutes just to listen to my perspective rather than being caught up in the energy of fear, which is all about, no, it's not a good thing that Zuckerberg has made this announcement that he will eliminate the fact checking system. Because number one, he has said, and he's the owner of the business, that he has acknowledged that they have made plenty of mistakes. And the things that shouldn't have been fact checked were fact checked. The second thing is that illegal activity will still be eliminated from the platform. And so that's still going to be the case, but they will be investigating and spending all their resources to make sure that there's no illegal activity on the platform. And the other aspect is that what are we so afraid of? Why do we think that we're so disempowered that it's not okay to listen to other people's opinions? This is this is something that really needs to change. It doesn't matter whether you agree with the opinion or not. Y- You need to make it okay to listen to other people's opinions, to be open to the possibility that by listening to somebody else's opinion, it doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen. It doesn't mean that you need to agree with them, and it doesn't mean that they need to agree with you. So the thing is, in terms of Zuckerberg making this decision to stop this fact checking process, what we need to do is we need to wean ourselves away from relying on other people to tell us the truth. So we need to have a belief in we are able to discern the truth for ourselves, that we don't need to read the truth somewhere else, because there are a lot of agendas from a lot of different people. And these agendas, whether you believe that they exist or they don't, it doesn't matter. Why don't you trust yourself and trust others to make a decision that is good for them? And so it's all about discernment, which is all about relying on your own body to tell you what the truth is. So your body knows what the truth is. It gives you signals. This is where we start to use our intuition. And when you hear the truth, what happens with me is that I get goosebumps, I get warmth, I get this energy just go through the body, and I know that I'm listening to truth. So it doesn't matter who's saying it. I trust myself and I trust my body's messages to me. And I also trust that other people will also have the same discernment. But we're living in a society which doesn't trust that other people can discern for themselves. And so, therefore, the information needs to be fact checked, when what is a fact is very much a perspective. Because, you know, I can say that this is a stone or this is a crystal, and somebody else will say it's a piece of garbage. It's just a perspective. It's just a story that we put behind everything. And so when you listen to somebody speaking, feel it in your body as to whether that feels like truth for you. Get out of your mind, out of your logical mind, which brings up all the stories, and feel it in your heart. Does this feel like truth to me? We've got to learn to lean into ourselves. I trust my body to lead the way, and I question everything, not from a point of view of being paranoid, because I always believe in the good of everything, but in just questioning everything, because we have been programmed through society to believe a lot of stories. Something as simple as women need to wear clothes at the top half of their body and men don't. That is a programming, that is a story. Now, I'm not saying that that is good or that is bad, but that is a program. And so there are millions of programs that are running about what the truth is. And the thing is about truth is that truth doesn't change. So the truth today won't change tomorrow. As an example, what I would feel would be true is that I love my son with all my heart. That's not going to change tomorrow if something happens to change that. It can't change that. That's the truth. So truth cannot be changed. And so what this video is about is to be a little bit more open minded as we hit 2025, because, well, not as we hit 2025, we are in 2025, but to be open-minded about the things that will appear. Because if we are closed-minded and believe that the truth is only what I learnt at school, and the truth is only what I've listened to in the media, and the truth is only what this doctor told me, then you're not going to be open to perhaps seeing things a different way and a higher perspective. And I'm not saying that any of those things are bad, but there are systems and there are institutions which have programmed us to believe certain things in this life. And the only way that we can expand out of that is if we question everything, and not from a point of fear, not from a fearful perspective that everyone's out to get us and everyone's doing something bad, and not from that perspective, because that's another story as well. It's just another story. But from a perspective of, what do I feel is true for me in this situation? What is true for me? And close your eyes and feel into it. Your body doesn't lie. Your body will tell you the truth. Your body will let you know when something is true and when something is not true. And so my invitation to you is that just to be open-minded and listen more than you speak. So listen to what someone else is saying without necessarily having to convince them, and without thinking that you're going to be convinced. I, for one, have a massive belief that people do know the truth because they need to just feel their way into it. And a lot of us have not been trained to do that because we have shut down our systems in terms of, is this for me or is this not for me? Instead, we're influenced by so many other people around us, by family, by schools, by teachers, by the medical system, by friends, by so many people around us, that we think that somebody else has the answer over and above us. And that's not true. You have the answer. You know what's true for you. You know what's right for you. And more, we're getting called to refer to ourselves. And it's all about getting empowered within, not giving the power to someone else, not putting somebody else on a pedestal and whatever they say, that must be true. It doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter which party they're in, doesn't matter which political party, doesn't matter what their beliefs are. Nobody should be put on a pedestal. Nobody. And if we don't put people on pedestals, then they can't let us down. They can't disappoint us. They can't, oh my God, look what he did and he's in that position. Yeah, he's just a human. And so it's all about really connecting in deep to who you are and what feels right for you. Nobody else's opinion. What feels right for you? And just to be open, question, how does this feel for me? And so today is the 9th of January, and on the 9th of February, I'm heading over to Kenya. I'm very excited. I really do believe that it's going to be a soul opening experience, because that's all I've been doing the last few years, is really been connecting into my soul. Like, what is it that my soul is driving me to do? And what is my soul wanting me to do? And for much of the last few years, it's actually been to rest and to learn to relax, something I've never done my entire life. And so I'm excited about going to Kenya. I'm going to be sharing the trip on YouTube, because I really can only stream into one channel, not two numerous channels. And so it is only going to be YouTube. I will be giving you a behind the scenes look. I will be going on safari for about 10 days and staying in tents, even though they are glamour tents, and having a really magical, heart opening experience. I'm very excited about this trip. I really want to start to share, as I'm moving toward the trip, as to what inspired me to say yes to this trip, and just how belief systems are shifting and changing to align with this new version of openness and adventure and excitement and fun. And I invite you into this journey with me by coming in and joining me. My YouTube is, if you're on Instagram, my YouTube is on the link tree. And if you're on anywhere else, I'll just put it down on the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts. I'm open to everyone's opinion, and I do not have any agitation towards anyone that thinks differently to me. I welcome all opinions and all perspectives, and all I'm doing is requesting that we as a collective start to become more open about all our belief systems, every single belief that we hold, to look at it, to question it, and to feel into it. Sending you so much love.